All right, here we go, folks. We got ourselves a fresh new series coming at you. Spawning down in the bottom left of this very important match, it is the Shopify Rebellion's Harstem in the red. And his opponent spawning up in the top right, it is Team Liquid's Elazer in the blue. And this is a huge match for a lot of reasons. Most importantly, it is the qualifier to a qualifier for the final 4 spots for the $500,000 IEM Katowice that is coming up in 2 months from now, just about. The stakes could not be higher. Both of these players are looking to qualify through. The winner of this match will make it to the qualifying match. And then if they win that match, they then go to the closed qualifier where they join 7 other players for 4 spots. So it's 8 players competing for 4 spots to the $500,000 IEM Katowice. It is not the World Championship, but it is one of the biggest prize purses in SC2 history. I think it ties for the biggest prize pool. And that is what is at stake between these 2 players. Winner of this will face off against either Bunny or Young. So it's going to be a strong Korean Terran, no matter which way you cut it. We do see a gas burst out of Harstem with a very delayed scout. So this is going to be, well, this is going to be tough to deal with if it was a 12 pool. But no 12 pool. It isn't a 12 pool. It's just a hatch first, hatch gas pool. Harstem, he is a player that is more frequently than most willing to go for these kind of gamble plays and just hope for the best. Well, not just hope for the best, but hope that his opponent isn't 12 pooling. Because if they are, sometimes you just die. Sometimes you end up super far behind. It's just not a fun situation regardless. You're going to be at minimum behind. Potentially, like, dead. So, but when you get away with it, you get to start your warp gate right away. You get to start your Stargate nice and quick, nice and speedy. Elazer will get the scout on the Stargate right away. Harstem not really caring if it's hidden. Elazer does elect to take all 3 drones off of gas, which will mean that Harstem is, of course, 2 arrows ahead. But obviously that's no biggie. I wonder if Harstem has actually seen that the Overlord saw this. Okay, he will see it for just a split second there. Starts up as Zealot for a moment. That was weird, but then switches to the Adept. Adept of Harstem will be forced to shade back, and the Oracle, I mean, it's going to be telegraphed in its movement. Okay, second Queen going to pop out in the main. I was going to say there's only 1 Queen at the moment, but second Queen was just about perfectly timed. And Elazer deflects the very first bit of aggression with really no problems whatsoever. Oh. Good job with the drone here from Elazer. Able to pull that to the side just as Harstem's kind of trying to squeak his way in. Second Oracle does get in here. Oh, man. Elazer with some very good Queen movement. Keeping these Oracles at bay. And honestly, great start so far from Elazer. Hasn't lost anything. Hasn't... Actually, he's gotten away with building just 2 lings. This is an amazing start for Elazer. Oh, but as I say that, we are going to see 3 drones getting sniped down by Harstem. That's not bad. In the face of 3 queens, that's very nice. But Elazer, I mean, he didn't need to skip the spore at the 3rd base. And he does get punished a little bit for it. Still, once again, I like Elazer's position very much. We are going to see Harstem going into charge. Charge and +1. Quick robotics facility. Harstem has been doing a lot of just 2 Oracle play in this matchup. There it is, very quick Templar Archives. Charge a lot Archon is going to be on the menu. Oh, Harstem's probe is having a derp. It's not able to follow its command. Oh, he fixed it, though. Nice creep spread in the main base from Elazer. Pushing Harstem's oracles back and also getting full coverage of his main. There's like almost no surface area that isn't covered with creep. Just a tiny bit against the top here. I always love when Zerg players do that. I think that's such a nice attention to detail. Obviously, it takes a little bit of energy, takes a bit of attention, but if you can spare both, it's very good. Harstem is going to try and go for aggression here. Elazer will actually deny this gas. That's kind of cute, and he will scout the Archon. Battery overcharge to save a pylon. Not really how you want to be using that. Oh, can he get the kill on this Archon? He's going to go for it. I was going to say, I think I would like to see him go for it. Oracle needs to pull back. Oh, good job. The Zealots actually pushed the Archon out of the way. So that's kind of a nice skirmish for Harstem, which is to say he hasn't lost anything yet. Just had to cancel something. Elazer, roaches are producing now, but they're not out yet. And the Zealot's going to get in on top of the Queens. This is a little bit of an unexpected attack, and it's doing a lot better than I expected. Second Archon. Oh, it's going the wrong way. Oy, Harstem. That's a bad rally on the Archon. That was the Archon that was held at home by the Lings. Still? Okay, as long as Harstem saves the Archon, it's kind of good. This is just fine for Harstem. Now, Elazer does go into a +2 melee and a Baneling Nest. I still think I like Elazer's position better, but he needs to drone up a little bit more. And as I say that, 10 more drones on the production tab. Oh, 14 drones. Okay. All right. Yeah, we're getting into a proper setup. This is a good map for Protoss if you can get up to 4 bases comfortably. A little bit of a harassment squad from Harstem in the main base. Not able to do really anything. Elazer, is he going to be going for a hive, or is he going to stick to Roach, Ravager, Ling Bane and just put the pedal to that there metal? Harstem doesn't have Storm yet. Oh, no Spore at this base. Harstem, wow, gets 4 drones and somehow managed to keep this one Oracle alive. Honestly, in terms of cost efficiency, like, wait, hang on. Did Harstem, he just lost another Archon. Or not another Archon, he just lost an Archon. Still, in terms of cost efficiency, this is not too bad. But losing the Archon, of course, that drives up the costliness for the Protoss significantly. Costliness? That's not really a word. Yeah, we'll make it a word. It's fine. Elazer does have a fair bit of minerals and gas in the bank, and he is basically ready to max out. He just needs a little bit of free supply right now. 2 Overlords will do it. Actually, 1. I do like this. Spines to deal with Zealot run-bys. We do have an Archon on this bottom side. Nice Spore Crawler positioning in the main. Revelation is going to come on in. There's no Storm yet. We do have High Templar, but they don't have the energy. Or sorry, they don't have the spell. They've got the energy. Oh, God. No. Don't lose these. Oh, they're so important. He will lose 1. But it could have been so much worse. So many Banelings about to complete. +2 melee. Baneling speed also coming online. This is a brutally strong timing. But Storm is moments away. And on the other side of the map, we do see 9 drones going down. Zealots will get surrounded here, but they're going to trade, I would say, reasonably well. And they already killed a bunch of drones, so they pretty much paid for themselves. Yeah, I would say that was worth it for Harstem. Oh. Now, this would be a little bit less so, because these are +2 melee Lings, and with a surround, they should be able to clean up these Zealots pretty well. Oh, that's a big stasis ward on the top side. Banelings trying to get in on top of the High Templar. It's a disaster for Harstem. Banelings on the Zealots, Banelings on the High Templar, and Elazer finds every single one of those temps and says, "You are no longer temps, you are fired." Bunch more High Templar warping on in. That was such a disaster for Harstem. Oh, man. Losing all 6 High Templar. No, it was 5. The 6th one was the first one here. Oh, Baneling's on the top side. There is a pylon to blow up. Oh, Sentry going to try and warp in here. We will see. Good defense from Harstem. Pulls the probes, gets everything out of there. Where are the rest of the units, though, for Harstem? He moved out of position and will leave this 4th base very exposed. A lot of probes are probably going to fall. Baneling's trying to roll forward here. Storm is available this time, but that is not a good clump of Banes. Storm on the Roach is not really your ideal setup here, and Harstem, he does have a lot of Immortals here, but nothing really to tank for them. Zealots, he's going to try and warp in a few more. Battery Overcharge does get popped, but the Immortals are not close to it, and I think 2 or 3 of them did go down. However, with the warp-ins, I mean, these are +2 Zealots and Archons. Those do get on top of Ravagers and Roaches somewhat effectively, I would say. And despite everything, this is still a rather close-ish game. Harstem is on 70 probes. He's going to try and get aggressive. I don't think this is the play. Oh, I do not think this is the play, but apparently Elazer is very scared. Ooh, he's going to find an interception on a lot of these units in the middle of the map. Meanwhile, Harstem kind of... the army getting caught out a little bit here. And he's fully on creep as well. This was a foolhardy attack, and it is backfired tremendously. Harstem made a pretty good hold on this 4th. Maybe he thought that Elazer was too far ahead, and he just needed to go. But I don't know. I think he just needed to hold for a while longer. Elazer going to try and get in on top of this base. Harstem. How many Archons does he have? He's only got 3, but he's got 1 more about to pop. +3 weapons is about halfway done. There are Zealots coming in on the top side. No Spine Crawlers done yet. This will potentially drag Elazer back home, just as he's trying to go for a potentially killing blow. So this Zealot run by, giving Harstem a little bit of time. But what has he done with that time? He's only got 1 High Temple already with Storm. Another Immortal does pop out. Oh, if these Archons find the Banelings, that would be really nice. Barely any static defense on this right side. And Elazer's just finished up his hive, which means Adrenal Glands and +3 weapons start up. We got 6 Spine Crawlers for Elazer. Despite everything, Harstem still has a shot in this game. But Elazer is... well, he is not really leaving the door... well... yeah, no, I wouldn't say he's leaving the door open. Harstem, though. Oh, looks like some Banelings did blow up on the Zealot there. Man, this Spore Crawler setup in the main base is actually super annoying to deal with. Harstem really wants to get in there and get something done. We do have a lot of Storm energy now. And if Elazer's planning to go for a Broodlord switch... and Harstem just goes for a big max out timing on 4 bases, there is a lot of potential for Harstem. Zealots do need to get into the fight. Oh, looks like he kills 1 Queen with the first wave and actually just kind of puts the rest in the Warp Prism. Spine Crawler's going to buy some time for Elazer. Once again, Harstem is super dedicated on 4 bases right now. He is just now taking a 5th. But, oh, Banelings. Okay, we'll get stormed down. Good job from Harstem. And this is probably his best timing. And yet, it is going to be scary to push on to creep here. Oh, but the army of Elazer is very much out of position. If Harstem goes straight for this base, he can kill it. Oh, do not lose High Templar to Spines, please. Nice reposition right there on the Spines. But obviously won't help too much. We are going to see the multi-prong from Harstem actually going to be a big problem for Elazer to deal with. Storms on the Banelings could be devastating. Oh, Banelings not able to get connection on the High Templar there like they were early in the game. And this is going very well for Harstem so far. Meanwhile, on the tops, or on the right side, I should say, the Spine Crawlers do get taken down. I think the Zealot Archon will barely win this fight. Yeah, and that means these Lings... oh, no, they're going to be enough. Yeah, these are +2 Adrenal Glands Lings. Top side, we are going to see Storms getting a couple of decent connections. Corrosive Vials do take down 1 High Templar, but Harstem starting to really make headway here. Bailey's flank coming on in. Force Field's good, very good. Oh, and he saves the High Templar. And now they're going to be able to get some decisive storms. And just like that, Harstem turns this brutal game around and gets the job done. And he will go up 1-0. All right, here we go. Game number 2, spawning down in the bottom left. It is the Shopify Rebellion's Harstem, hitting that pre-Broodlord timing and getting the job done. And his opponent, he's got to be scratching his head at this point. He blew up all those High Templar early on. How did he not win the game? He's going to have to focus up. It is Team Liquid's Elazer in the blue. Man, that is a rough game. That is a super rough game for Elazer. It is going to be a quick gold base, and it's Alcyone. It's a great map for it. The force fields, by the way, that protected those last couple High Templar at the very end were just so clutch. Absolutely as clutch as it gets. We're going to be seeing Harstem going for a gas first once again. And I wonder if he's going to try and do something to punish this gold base. I don't think so. I haven't seen him try that. But this would be a good time to go for it. Man, I still can't believe he just lost like 5 High Templar for like 3 Banes, 4 Banes, and ended up winning that game. Elazer, though, wasn't able to securely get up to his Broodlords, which would have been... I mean, Harstem did have a 5th base coming up, so maybe there was still a chance for him to get enough money to deal with a Broodlord transition, but it was going to be really tough. Like, a strong Broodlord transition was going to be a nightmare for Harstem to deal with. Okay, Elazer will get scouted. How many drones did he send over? Only 6. Really? That's such a small number, it feels like. It's not that that's necessarily bad. It's just like... Usually I feel like I see 6 to 9, or 7 to 9. But, it's all good. Harstem, he's going to chrono out the first Adept. Will he try and harass the gold, or will he go for his opponent's main base that can sometimes be a little bit more exposed? Harstem, I have seen him respond to a gold base with a gold base of his own, which is just wild to me. But he made a clutch defense actually happen versus Elazer in the match they played. We are going to see the... Ooh, drone. Oh, that's a gold base drone, and it actually had gold minerals in hand. Elazer bear. Oh, no, he's not going to be able to save that drone. Oh, okay. Nice surround there with the slow lanes. Harstem getting caught asleep at the wheel just a little bit. Now, that was still worth it, I think, for Harstem. It's hard to say because the gold base being up is a big deal, but also killing the drones at the gold mineral line is also a big deal. Like, it cuts both ways, you know? Harstem will take the 3rd base. And Elazer, there is going to be potential for a queen walk. Harstem said, or at least started to say, that he likes when his opponent queen walks him because he feels like it's a straightforward defense, I think, is what he was going to say. Or he just feels confident on the defense. Look at that micro from Elazer pulling back these lings. He's going to be able to get the cancel on his base. Oh, that was very close to not being canceled. Harstem, that was a super fast 3rd Nexus, by the way. Elazer building a ton of lings. Is he going to walk the queens across the map with this? No way, right? But that is so many lings that he's building. Only 29 drones? Going up to 26 lings. That is a ton. He needs to get at minimum another cancel on this base, I think. Elazer. He is droning back out of this. I don't know, man. Oh, can he get this round on these Adepts? No, not quite. And with the Oracle staying at home, this ling flood, it has not achieved anything yet. Now, it's much better for Elazer to not lose these lings. Oh, he is going to try and get in on top of these units. Nice positioning from Harstem, though. Gets into the mineral line. Only 1 Adept getting surrounded, and even then, not completely. I think the shield battery was killed without a cancel, though. That's still at least a little bit of value out of Elazer. And once again, the income advantage off the gold base is kind of sustaining this setup. Elazer adding on a Roach Warren, getting back up to 2 gases. Harstem kind of hesitating with what to do. And you know what? Honestly, this big Ling flood play is good against what Harstem's been doing because normally players go 3 oracles. Harstem's been doing pure 2 oracle for a very long time. This has kept the oracles at home for an extremely long period of time. And Harstem has not been able to get across the map as a result of that. Now, he will be able to find a couple drones. But Elazer is able to be very greedy with his Spore Crawler timings at the natural and third. Or sorry, natural and main. Third base, obviously, well, technically, I mean, it's the gold base. But the gold base, he had to build it. But yeah, natural and main, he was very greedy with the timing on those spores. And he kind of used the Lings to facilitate that. Oh, a Elazer. That's a sloppy overlord right there.
Our fate.
Harstem. Got to be careful with this one Oracle. He's taking a lot of damage, but he wants to get high ground vision, I think. Oh, Blink's not done. Blink's not done. This could be very bad for Harstem, but he does have the Oracles overhead. Queens are not in position, but that's going to be a lot of dead Stalkers just before Blink completed. Oh, that is brutal. Brutal for Harstem. 4 Stalkers go down. I mean, that was a lot of Lings, though. Ooh, a Elazer adding Roach Speed and a Hydra Den, as well as +1 melee. That is a really weird setup here. Now, Blink has finally completed for Harstem. Oh, he's going to be able to snipe down 1 Queen. Gets... Oh, he doesn't quite get the second one. Oh, but Elazer really wants to lose it. Oh, Harstem won't be able to finish it off, though. Instead, going to go for a couple of Revelations, which I do like.
Your probes are under attack.
Oh, Ling on the bottom side will scout this 4th base of Harstem. He is getting into +1 and charge. The Hydras are actually going to be potentially a very scary situation for Harstem to deal with. Oracle's quite low on energy here. Harstem not able to get the scout, but he might be able to see the eggs that pop out, see the Hydras. Oh, Harstem tried to trap these Lings with a nice Blink, but wasn't able to do so. I was going to say, we got to see more tech here from Harstem, but there it is. It's going to be a Templar Archives. Will it be just Archons or Storm as well? I think I would like to see Storm as well. And now we see Harstem scouting his opponents. Hydras does lose the 1 Oracle. Hydra range was not yet done, but it's somehow... They were somehow able to get that last hit. Baneling Nest is done. No Baneling Speed just yet for Elazer. Very important that he starts that up, especially with Storm getting close. We do have an Infestation Pit coming in from Elazer, so he might be thinking about Lurkers maybe in a little bit, or possibly just a quick Hive. Harstem, huge economy, but look at that. Oh, that's a really, really nice Changeling. Elazer does see it, but Harstem sees... Or, sorry, Harstem sees it, but Elazer sees what his opponent's got. Sentry's going to warp in. Going to get the force field just barely. He will lose the Immortal here. That ain't cheap, but he's not going to let his opponent flood into the natural. Obviously, these Lings do get into the main base, and they're being quite a nuisance. They actually take the concave against Harstem. Meanwhile, Banelings are going to get in on the backline again. This time, Sidestorm moments away from completing. Harstem is going to get overrun on this base. He loses the shield battery overcharge, and I think that might actually just be it. Zealots will get on top of the Hydras, as well as an Archon and a little bit of a flank. Lings were not able to get the service area. That actually went way better for Harstem on the last, like, 10 seconds than I expected. And you know what? Harstem, he's going to get on top of these glass Hydras. But the Ling reinforcement should be enough here. Yeah, Elazer's still going to be able to close this one out. He got too good of a jump early on, and we are going to game 3. Elazer gets the job done. All right, here we go. Game number 3. Spawning down on the bottom right for the Shopify Rebellion, it's Harstem. Going for the cast first again. And his opponent not going to do it. He's not going to 12 pull him. His Team Liquid's Elazer in the blue. And, I mean, Harstem's going to keep getting away with it. Harstem is going to keep getting away with it. But it didn't help him win in game number 2. However, of course, the early gold base is always difficult Always difficult to deal with. And I think the Lings... Honestly, I think the way that Elazer used those Lings was really intelligent. He honestly didn't overcommit with them. He just showed them and forced Harstem to stay at home. And I wonder if Harstem should maybe think about going for a third Oracle. Because staying on that 2 Oracle setup, I mean, it wasn't a huge expose, but it did get a little bit exposed there with Elazer pumping those Lings and forcing the Oracles to stay home. And it also was there was also an early cancel on that 3rd Nexus. Granted, Harstem rebuilt it and didn't have to cancel it afterwards. And the Nexus was so quick that, like, maybe Elazer needed something like that. Still, though, I think Elazer got himself ahead by building those Lings and forcing his opponent to stay home. I think it was very clever. And, of course, the execution of the attack with the Banelings coming in from the back, getting it on top of the High Templar. The Changeling that spotted the High Templar was really good. That let Elazer know, okay, you are going to become very powerful very soon. I need to anticipate that. I need to be either A, teching hard myself, maybe the lurkers or something, or B, I need to kill you. Once again, quick Warp Gate, quick Adept, quick Stargate. Harstem, no Scout until, well, basically the hatchery was already done. Elazer going to be able to get down the early creep tumor, and he's going to be happy about that, of course. Elazer. This time, of course, he does build a few more units because Harstem is actually threatening to move forward with the double Adept. And you got to respect that a little bit. You don't want to just find yourself, you know, losing a game because you lose 6 drones to double Adept and you just didn't build the 8-lings. Elazer will try and get across the map and get something done. Harstem did take a very... Wow, I didn't even notice how quick this was in game number 2. That is such a fast Nexus. This was like... Yeah, 2 unit expand. 1 Oracle, delayed the second Oracle. Holy crap. This build order from Harstem. This Nexus is finishing so fast. Okay, we can reverse engineer when he actually started it. He started this like at like the 3-minute mark. Oh my god. That is actual insanity. Gonna finish up at what? 412? 412. He finished this at or started this at 301. Jeez. Jeez. That is a ridiculously fast 3rd Nexus. And this time Elazer will not get a cancel on it. My god, that is actually so crazy. Harstem able to find a drone here. But honestly, with how greedy this build has been, he doesn't need to get much damage, but he will find a little bit of damage on the other side. 4 drones from the second Oracle. Okay, now I am in love with Harstem's start. That is a phenomenal start from Harstem. Elazer, oh man, he's going up to a very quick 4 gas. Is this going to be a Queen Walk? 4 gas Roach Warren. It has to be, right? There's no layer. Creep spread is already quite developed. Blink. I mean, it's going to be a little bit of a ways away before it completes, but we do have 4 gates for Harstem. Yeah, there come the Roaches. Here come the Queens. Elazer going to try and channel his inner dark and end this game number 3. Harstem does start up the shield battery. Oh, he doesn't know yet about what his opponent's doing. Ooh, okay. This is actually best case scenario for Harstem because he might get baited into finding the army of his opponent. Blink is actually getting quite close to completing for Harstem here. Okay, he saw the Queens. That might be enough to tell him that something wicked this way comes. Ooh, getting an Overlord would be really nice, but it will be a Transfuse to save that. Harstem doesn't have Blink yet. He's got to be very careful, but he's going to force out some Transfuses early. That's actually 2 Transfuses. Now, granted, it is important to note that when the Queens go off creep, they cannot Transfuse, but this is Elazer taking damage while he's the one that should be doing the all-in. Harstem, he still might not recognize what this is, though. Elazer is getting a layer behind this, and he was on 53 drones. Like, this is a good economy, relatively speaking. And you know what? He starts up an Evo Chamber, starts up drones. Harstem kind of bullied him off this. I think I like this position for Harstem very much. Now, Elazer does have a pretty solid army. And a pretty big army at that, but Harstem's now getting into 4 more gateways. Charge, +1 weapons on the way, robotics facility. He did go very quickly up to 6 gases. Oh, a couple of probes are idle, which is obviously a little bit of an oopsie. I wonder if Harstem realized how aggressive this was going to be. I'm actually not entirely sure. Templar Archives coming online once again. It's usually when TOS used to start their third. That's still close to when TOS start their third. Infestation Pit, Baneling Nest. Elazer is droning back up, but he is behind for sure. At least economically. Not as bad as I would have expected. I guess 53 drones isn't that bad. And he did take the fourth hatchery rather quickly, and he's droned up quite nicely now. I still think I prefer Harstem's position. But Elazer... Oh, Zealots. They're going to run into these Zerglings. And with the Oracle's support, not really sure what happened there, who came out on top. But in the middle, there's no Oracle support, so the Corrosive Bile's going to be able to get a lot of stuff right there. Yeah, that's definitely better for Elazer in the aggregate, but I don't know how much of that is the Stalkers getting picked off. Probably most of it. Harstem does have Storm nearly done, and he will not fall victim to a bunch of Banelings running into High Templar where they don't have Storm. He could still fall victim to a bunch of Banelings running into High Templar that do have Storm, similar to what happened in game number 1. But he won that game, so, you know, clearly that means he's going to win again if that happens. So, you know, just let it happen. Obviously, no, we don't want that. That would not be a great way for Harstem's run to end. But, I mean, it would be huge for Elazer, and Elazer would absolutely be very happy with that. Harstem, is he going to try and push out with this Storm timing? I mean, he does have 4 Storms available. I'm surprised he actually morphed the additional Archon at the when he warped in the 5th and 6th High Templar. I thought he was going to save those up for more Storms. Oh, Elazer getting Carapace, not +1 missile. So he is thinking about potentially Ultras. I'm actually surprised we don't see an Ultra Cavern. We are going to see a jump on this army coming on in. Looks like Harstem getting caught without Blink again. Elazer on the top side. Oh, does he have enough to clean this up? No, he doesn't. The Banelings did not get the good enough connections. And these are a lot of Zealots. They actually are going to back away, though. Because Harstem, well, he revelated his opponent's army. And he says, oh, you're rotating over to deal with this. I'm going to back away. And I think that's a wise call. That's a very mature decision from Harstem. He is adding on a second Forge. And the +2 weapon's going to kick in for Harstem very shortly. Elazer. Adrenal Gland's going to finish up very soon. I'm really surprised that with it being 2-1 melee upgrades, like specifically the Carapace being created, that we don't have the Ultralisk Cavern being built. Good little trade on the top side for Elazer. Blows up quite a few Zealots for a few Banes and a few Lings. And he got the Archon, of course, as well. Man, all of these run-bys are getting intercepted very early on. Great job from Elazer. Really staying on top of it. And this time, the chance of the Broodlord switch is a lot higher. Oh, no cancel on the Nexus. I know we're up to a decent economy for Harstem, but that is not the kind of thing you want. Corrosive Biles? Oh, Elazer almost biled down a bunch of his own stuff. Stasis Ward was not able to protect the base because there were no units in position. This time, I think the Greater Spire has a much higher potential for Elazer. Once again, I'm really surprised. Yeah, adding the +2 Carapace. I mean... No, he's not going to get the advantage against the Lings, or against the Zealots with the Lings. Because the +3 weapons is going to finish at the same time as the +2 Carapace. So the Zealots will still two-shot Lings. Maybe there'll be like a 10-second window where they don't. But not for very long. Greater Spire is going to come on in. Where are the units in the main base? Elazer, he's got nothing to deal with this. Harstem hitting on 3 fronts right now, but look at this very nice positioning on the Queen. Kind of coincidental, or even incidental. Meanwhile, Banelings at the front are going to get stormed. They will get pushed back. Because of the Queen's ultimate positioning, that was so good for Elazer in the main base of, his own main base. Zealot's going to warp in onto the 5th, though. Harstem. Oh, that was a weird blink forward. Very bold. He revelated his opponent's army. Banelings are going to be dangerous to deal with. Zealots will get dealt with on the top side. Archon. Oh, going to get some big splash damage towards the tail end, but will ultimately get cleaned up. And honestly, the defense from Elazer there was top-notch. That was rather difficult to deal with, and he split his army pretty darn well. Oh my god. Huge Stasis Ward again. We are going to see the Ravagers. One of them getting taken down. Harstem will secure a 5th base. But he wasn't able to knock out any of his opponents. Oh, this is really nice if he can grab these Ravagers, which he should be able to. Meanwhile, on the other side of the map, battery overcharge will be able to keep one of the Archons alive. Oh, Baneling's getting stormed to oblivion here. Oh, big storms on the right side as well, hitting a lot of Lings and a lot of Banes. Those were monster storms for Harstem. And this might be what he needed to push forward. Another big storm. Where is the Warp Prism? Does he have it? Oh, it's on the top side. Well, a Zealot Warp in here would be quite good as well. He must have had... Oh, no, it's only 2 Zealots, and I guess Elazer had enough to deal with it anyways. Baneling's trying to morph in for Elazer. He did not get close to Broodlords. Harstem has actually built a bank and is way ahead in economy and is starting to pull ahead in army value and army supply. The storms are almost gone, though. I think there's one more left. It's a big one, though. And Harstem pulls up to the top of the ramp. Does he have enough to fight this army? I mean, it's mostly just roaches, but they are rather clumped up. And there's 0-2 roaches. They don't have any attack upgrades versus 3-0-1 Archons, Stalkers, Immortals, and Harstem. He hasn't quite won this game yet, but he is in a great position. More gateways coming on in. No Sky Toss transition from Harstem just yet. Elazer does fire up +1 missile and +3 Carapace. They're both agreeing to go ground and pound. The Spine Crawlers from Elazer have bought so much time during all this, by the way. He's been really diligent about rebuilding these, but he hasn't gotten a 6th base. He's just now trying to take one. Harstem loses a couple of Stalkers to the Spines. Not exactly ideal. Gotta be careful with the High Templar. We do have storms just barely. All of them have storms. Ooh, more Zealots warping on in, and that is... Oh, Harstem needs to click those over there. And will do so. Ooh, a couple of probes did just go down. Oh my god, get them in! Get them in! Get them in! Oh, Elazer was so out of position, and Harstem gives him a big respite there. All the Spines will go down, but there was potential for that to kill a lot of drones. I would like to see more static defense here. We are seeing 4 Broodlords morphing on in from Elazer, but that is not enough to stop the ground army yet. Not on its own. Oh, Stalkers kind of getting caught out a little bit here, but with this army, I think Harstem can actually just push through this little contingent from the Zerg. But it seems as though Harstem's afraid. Oh, man. Really nice creep spread from Elazer, by the way. In a lot of unexpected positions. +1 armor going to finish up here for Harstem, so that's going to put him at 3-1-2 on the upgrades. There's that +3 shields. Big Baneling run by getting set up here. Now, this will still not one-shot probes because the armor upgrades are going to be good. Broodlords. Oh, A little bit exposed right here. Storm actually hitting some of the boots and a lot of the ground army. Banelings will get in on top of this. Storms are massive, though. Elazer going to be forced back. Banelings, oh, nice quick pro pull from Harstem. And you know what? The Banelings didn't get anywhere near enough done. Base goes down on the other side. 10 drones do fall as well. Harstem. Oh, that storm! They're money storms! Elazer is now in so much trouble. His economy is really starting to fall behind. Storms are just wreaking havoc on the Zerg swarm. You see a Ling run by on the top, on the bottom side. I think it is going to get deflected. Big Ling forward, not on top of the Brood Lords, but there's only 2 of them, and there's no ground army. Harstem has done it in game number 3, and he is going to advance on to the qualifying match. Very well done by the Shopify Rebellion's Harstem. The Storms were cash money. And with that, the captain gets it done. Salute the captain. Well done to him. If you enjoyed that series, make sure to check out the rest of my videos. Hit that like and subscribe, and we'll catch you on the flip side.